This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 2, and it reads, "The tongue of the wise uses knowledge aright, but the mouth of fools poureth out foolishness." Giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rahakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well in teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and my fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also, salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad the four corners of the earth. To you, I say Shalom. This is your brother Ayashar Barzar from the Indianapolis branch of the Great Millstone, coming back at you with another lesson that is edifying to the elect body of the nation of Israel. And I got this video coming up, 30-second clip. I'm going to play it twice, maybe even 3 times, because that's, I really hadn't understand what was going on here. And what I heard the first time was correct, but it was so damn stupid and foolish that, I had to listen to it again before I decided to make a video on it. But this is where we are right now in Babylon the Great. All right. 2025 being the year of our deliverance and salvation, and the hopeful year of our deliverance and salvation, and the destruction of and judgment of Esau Edom. Because once you listen to this video a couple times, you are going to truly see the ignorance that has been perpetuated, amongst the nation of Israel in this wicked ass country, just total lawlessness. So without further ado, here's the clip.
Came up to the girl in high school. She was like, no, I don't want you. And then once she became a baby mama, he was a CEO, executive, and all that. And she like, hey, you remember me? He said, no, I don't want you. I be feeling like, respectfully, y'all is the grown-up versions of the niggas that got hurt in high school while we was out fucking the drug dealers. Let me tell you something. We were victims then making horrible decisions with grown-ass on us. Y'all gotta let that shit go.
What about the girls who had the older guys picking them up in high school?
Came up to the girl in high school. She was like, no, I don't want you. And then once she became a baby mama, he was a CEO, executive, and all that. And she like, hey, you remember me? He said, no, I don't want you. I be feeling like, respectfully, y'all is the grown-up versions of the niggas that got hurt in high school while we was out fucking the drug dealers. Let me tell you something. We were victims then making horrible decisions with grown-ass on us. Y'all gotta let that shit go.
What about the girls who had the older guys picking them up in high school?
One more time.
Came up to the girl in high school. She was like, no, I don't want you. And then once she became a baby mama, he was a CEO, executive, and all that. And she like, hey, you remember me? He said, no, I don't want you. I be feeling like, respectfully, y'all is the grown-up versions of the niggas that got hurt in high school while we was out fucking the drug dealers. Let me tell you something. We were victims then making horrible decisions with grown-ass on us. Y'all gotta let that shit go.
What about the girls who had the older guys picking them up in high school?
All right. Oh boy. You see where we are right now in this society. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 9 and verse 13. And it reads, "A foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knoweth nothing." And that word clamorous goes into being loud. Okay. And foolish is pretty much means stupid. So in both cases, and then they had a microphone too, so they're even louder, loud and stupid. Just to recap, the guy who became successful later in life, they didn't want them. They decided to go off with a grown man and have children by him. And now that man has nothing to do with them. She expects the guy she rejected, to take care of her and her offspring by another man. I see a lot of I like wildlife wildlife videos. And a lot of these women that think like that, they should be lucky that men don't have the mentality of lions, because we know what lions do to the offspring of other lions. Okay, um, but this shit is just ridiculous. But this is the mindset that they have. You know, loud and stupid, just saying stuff that makes no damn sense. It only benefits them. Okay. What you saw in that video was absolutely no accountability. And that's what it says about an adulterous woman, because we don't know how many men were between the man she had the man she had the baby by versus the man that she rejected later on, how many men she had. But there's no accountability in both of them. You know, the choice they made, they're expecting someone else to absolve them from it. This is also in the book of Proverbs, chapter 30, verse 20. And it reads, such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness. You know, and we've seen this. Brothers have done videos where a woman has openly admitted, you know, she is just messed around with another man, sucked on his rod, and then kissed another dude in his mouth. You know, got his residue inside of her and inside her mouth. But that's okay with her. All right, that's okay with her. And when I say foolish, that they simple and know of nothing. Let me go back to that. Proverbs 9 and 13. Proverbs 9 and 13. Okay. A foolish or stupid woman is clamorous or loud. She is simple and knoweth nothing. Okay. Has no knowledge. And that's the way the Lord set it up. There's wisdom in certain things, but understanding the scriptures, she does not have it, because what she doesn't realize is that she is going to potentially harm the man that she rejected later on in life. You know, he's already set up and doing well, but she will make him an adulterer. All right, and I'm gonna get to that. All right, this is Job 39 and 17, and it reads, because Yahweh Bashem Yahushai hath deprived her of wisdom, neither hath he imparted to her understanding. All right. By design, because she's supposed to be learning from her husband who is at home. All right. Everybody want to talk about a Proverbs, a 31 woman, lest they forget there's two types of women spoken of in that scripture, you know, in that chapter of Proverbs, verses 10 through 31 is the type of woman you want to be. All right, and not the one verses 1 through 9. All right, but that's what most of our Israelite women are, especially the Jake women, so-called black women. You know, go back and listen to that. That was 30 minutes of the dumbest shit I ever heard. Especially in these times. Talking about you need to let that go. In the same breath, they got to be absolutely perfect, meet all these standards that you have. Now it's supposed to be the other way around. And I see a lot of y'all misuse of that scripture. He that findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtain a favor for the Lord. First, you have to find out what qualifies you to be a wife. Okay. and a virgin is one of them, which probably 99.998% you're not going to qualify for. All right. And then the second one, the prior husband has to be deceased. That's going to rule you out too. So while you quoting that scripture, you better understand what makes you qualify for a wife. All right, and not to mention all the other stuff that goes with it. You know, um, having your father give you away. You know, probably about more than half the time, it's not about him being a deadbeat dad. It's that woman's mouth that has run him away. All right, he couldn't deal with it. But hey, just like the scriptures say, a godly woman is given to a godly man. Let me grab that. So the man that starts with you, the Israelite man, you are the image of the Most High. All right, and when you walk by that, hey, he will give you a woman and then give you the discernment to get a woman that's going to see you on that journey. All right. But it's not always guaranteed, especially in this world that we're living in. This is Sirach chapter 26, and I want to say verse 23. Con. It says, a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So as long as that man is staying with, the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, and he's of the elect, the Lord's gonna deal with them accordingly. All right, but you have to stay on the straight and narrow with this truth. Don't be letting her skew you away. It'll mess you up, especially somebody like these two. You know, hell, you mess around and be an adulterer. You know, if you mess around with that woman according to our law. This is Romans chapter 7. Verses 2 and 3 says, for the woman which hath an husband, all right, and in the case of that video, those two women who had babies by men already, for the Israelites, sex is marriage. You understand that in Genesis chapter 24, verse 67, when Isaac took Rebekah into his tent. All right. Start back at the top. For the woman which hath an husband is bound by the law to her husband so long as he liveth. All right. But if the husband be dead, she is loosed from the law of her husband. All right. So she should only be, trying to pursue this guy. First of all, if she's changed with that mentality, no, she ain't right, and most likely her baby daddy ain't deceased. All right. Verse 3. So then, if while her husband liveth, she be married to another man, she shall be called an adulteress. Okay. But if her husband be dead, she is free from that law, so that she is no adulteress, though she be married to another man. So yeah, and also on top of that, I know this is specifically talking about the woman here, but when you go into the law of marriage in Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 13 on down to I think verse 30, if that man takes a woman knowing that she's married, and she don't cry out, both of them are supposed to die according to the law. Okay, but if she does cry out, then only the man is responsible. All right, but yeah. But and again, a dude that willingly takes on this, you deserve what you get, and the scriptures speak about that when it comes to women. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 31. I talked about it a little bit earlier. Verse 3 says, give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. All right. And what is it? What is our strength? Okay. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. What is our ways? The law, statutes, and commandments. Okay. That's how you reverence and honor him. When you turn away from that, you lose out. Look at Samson. Okay. He turned away. He broke the law of the Nazarite, you know? Perfect example. All right? Got him destroyed. Okay? This woman's, gonna make you a simp, or get you killed, one way or the other. All right, let's prove that. This is the book of First Esdras. It's in the Apocrypha. First Esdras chapter 4, and start at verse 26. And it reads, Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women, and become servants for their sakes. All right, a simp. The woman is a servant. Okay, that's by definition. Let me show you that in an Edamon online. Okay, woman, go right to it. You slide down, go all the way down. It's the Edamon online, the origin of woman. Right here. With woman, man, human being, with man, woman, female servant, woman. But when you give your strength to her, you become the servant, or you become like the woman. All right? Which is fucked up, especially in these days, You simp ass men. Man. All right, back to First Esdras 4. It says, verse 27, many also have perished, have erred, and sinned for women. Even our great Solomon, in 1 Kings 11, 1 through 3, strange women, and the thing is, it's not just women in this day. It's not just women of other nations, because hell, we know a lot of Jake women, truly don't believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. They've opted for witchcraft. Okay, so that makes an Israelite woman by blood no better, if not worse, than a woman of another nation. All right, outside of Israel. Yeah, it's all fucked up, man. That mentality, the apostles, all the brothers, elders, and bishops are telling us, if you're not settled already, man, don't be looking for nothing out here, because that mentality is all over Israel right now. All right, and it's getting worse and worse and worse, especially when the law is on their side. All right, especially when the law is on their side. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 23. It's in the Apocrypha. 23 verses 22 to 26. And it reads, Thus shall it go also with the wife that leaveth her husband. All right. And bringeth in an heir by another. Okay, leave with her husband. He hadn't divorced her. Okay, he's still alive. So she's not loose from that law. Okay, as I just read in Romans chapter 7, verses 2 and 3. Okay, for first she have disobeyed the law of the Most High. That's adultery, going back to the law of marriage. Okay, in Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 13 through 30. And secondly, she have trespassed against her own husband. All right. And thirdly, she have played the whore in adultery and brought children by another man. All right. So you played the whore. What was supposed to happen in the whore when you committed adultery? Both of y'all, as I explained before, was supposed to be taken out by the elders, especially that woman brought to the doorsteps of the father and be stoned to death. All right. That man was supposed to go too, especially if he knew she was married. All right. That's in I think that's in Leviticus. I'll get to that. But let me finish this first. Um, no, let me go to that right now. Leviticus 20. I want to say 10. Leviticus 20 and 10. Con. And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and adulteress shall surely be put to death. Okay, there it is, right there in Leviticus. Okay, a lot more, a little bit more detail in Deuteronomy chapter 22. Okay, verses 13 through 30. But there it is, right there, plain as day. All right, supposed to be taken out when you knowingly go into a woman like that, like those two women in the video. All right, man. Okay, let me go back to that. Sirach, chapter 23, and I started at 22. Okay, verse 24. She shall be brought out into the congregation, and inquisition shall be made of her children. All right. So yeah, she's ruined those kids. Especially if they sons. Okay, because that's the inheritance of that man. When she has bringing in the heir by another man, that's his inheritance. Okay, her children shall not take root, and her branches shall not bring forth no fruit. She shall leave her memory to be cursed, and her reproach shall not be blotted out. So she gonna always be remembered as a skank hole among Israel. Okay, and like I said, when a man knowingly does this, you know, he does damage to it, to not only to himself, like I read in First Ezra 4, 26 and 27. You know, either make him a servant, or get himself killed, or sin for, which the wages of sin is death. All right, and he's also going to harm his inheritance. This is also in the book of Sirach, chapter 9 and verse 6. Straight to the point. It says, "Give not thy soul unto harlots, that thou lose not thine inheritance." Point blank, period. That's what's going to happen to those children. Of let's say, an example of those two women, if the man who she rejected early on decides to take that on, this is potentially what's going to happen to his inheritance. You know, either by death, or just they won't. Nothing good is going to come out of it. All right. So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying to the elect body of the nation of Israel. Once again, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahak HaKodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well in teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and my fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. And also salutations to the hopeful elect scattered to the four corners of the earth. To you, I say shalom. And hey, brothers, this mentality out there, now is not the time to be joining up with a woman like that. Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai is going to bring it to you. He tells us that to his elect man. Okay, he tells us that in Isaiah 4 and 1. Before I close out, let me go ahead and grab that. Isaiah 4 and 1. And in that day, 7 women, and that's not 7. Actually, 7 is the number of completion. So whatever amount of women that particular elect man can handle. All right, that's what that means. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, "We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel." Oh, so you got a problem with 50-50 now, but it's going to be 100% in that day. All right. It says, "Only let us be called by thy name and take away our reproach." So it's going to take an Israelite man's coverage to save you. Okay. Just like it did for Cornelius and his household. All right. So once again, with that, shalom and Abba Ball.